Screen share లో ఉంది.
Roll number 37. Roll number 37.
పాపప్ వచ్చింది ఓకేనా కాదా అని. ఇక్కడ
Roll number 37.
ఆ మోస్ట్ అక్కడ ఓకే కొట్టారు. స్టాప్ చేయొద్దు, అది ఓకే కొట్టాడు.
ఇది సిస్టమ్ కదా సార్ ఇది.
బైక్ మీద హెల్మెట్ వస్తుంది.
లేదు మైక్ ఓకే.
సౌండ్ వస్తుంది కదా.
హలో,
Roll number 37. Please read the biodata. Roll number 14.
हेलो गौरव सर।
Yes, बोलिए सर.
एक मिनट शांत होना बात कर रही है।
ఇది కనిపిస్తుంది, ఇది కనిపిస్తుంది.
Dharav, can I start the introduction of the guest?
Yes, ma'am.
yes please.
It's roll number 47.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have in the afternoon session Dr. C Mouli, Chief Technology Officer. Mouli sir is an enterprising dynamic IT consultant from Hyderabad, India. He has to his credit around 40 years of multi-domain, multi-technology, multi-functional experience. His experience spans project management, account management, solution architecture, application design, IT architecture, quality management, business process, re-engineering, e-learning, student life cycle management, on-screen marking systems, analysis and design, software development, teaching, training, and mentoring functions in a wide range of business verticals and functional domains. Sir worked earlier for several multinational companies in various capacities and delivered a number of critical large projects to clients globally. He initiated and successfully implemented several industry institute collaboration initiatives of leading IT organizations. Mouli sir led and managed multiple client accounts, several critical projects of varied complexities, and globally distributed diverse teams of various sizes. With an eye for detail and an urge to learn and disseminate knowledge, self-motivated, practical, and hands-on tech savvy, Mouli sir created several project leaders and managers, mentoring the team members with a human touch and affection. Trusted for quality and vigilance, Mouli sir creates, communicates, and delivers value to organizations. He taught software engineering and computer science subjects at leading engineering colleges to undergraduate and postgraduate students, besides leading and managing on-campus industrial training programs of prominent IT organizations. Sir also delivered several teacher training programs and guest lectures at many educational institutions. A qualified ISO 9001-2000 lead auditor, Mouli sir helped organization in their quality initiatives and implementation and management of quality management systems. As a trainer and mentor, Mouli sir delivered several training programs globally with consistent excellent rating. Some of the topics delivered by Mouli sir include system analysis and design, information systems architecture, project management, software engineering, estimation techniques, outsourcing and vendor management, object-oriented analysis, and design UML, Java SE, Java EE, C and C++, web application, development, HTML, JavaScript, DBMS, and business process re-engineering. A multi-talented sir presently is at Magnetic Infotech Private Limited. We welcome you all, sir, on behalf of HRDC, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. And we are looking forward to hear from you, sir. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good afternoon and namaskar to one and all. I am really honored to be invited to give this small presentation on the role of ICT in effective academic domain. I would like to share my views, opinions, and experiences with you all this evening. And I will try and keep this session as lively as possible. And you can interrupt anytime by posting a question or doubt. And let this session be an interactive session. Right. Thank you very much once again for giving me this opportunity. And let's move on. So the essential topic today is the role of ICT, that is information and communication technology, in effective academic practices. And that boils down to comprehensive examinations management system and on-screen markings. More specifically, these are the tools that we are going to discuss today within the ICT. But of course, we are going to see what exactly ICT and what is the role of ICT in academic domain, and how we can leverage specifically for the examinations management and processing. And before we proceed, here is a small disclaimer. Neither me nor our company in any way promote our products or services through this program. That's not the idea. Material presented in this program are purely for the intended purpose of training and education. Portions of information presented in this material are partially sourced from public domain, and the material from this presentation can be freely copied, reproduced in whole or part thereof in any manner whatsoever without any explicit consent by me, for the purpose of, as long as it is for the purpose of training and education. For any other purpose, I would appreciate if you would let me know in advance. So this is the brief agenda for today. And basically the introduction and about my company, role of ICT in effective academic practices, importance of examinations in academic, examinations management systems, on-screen marking, answer book digitization, on-screen marking, digital evaluation. Actually, here we have split on-screen marking into two parts. That is two distinct activities. The first one is scanning and digitization of answer books, which is a very critical one and requires a meticulous planning and implementation. So we have separated that from the on-screen marking, that is digital evaluation itself. And then we'll have some demos, also some videos, which we can go through. And then the on-screen marking, I have created a website where you can practice it. It's a demo site. All of you will get a user ID and password. You can practice it for some time today before we end the session. So about my introduction, of course, I have already been introduced and you have a great deal again, once again. Let me not talk much about it. In brief, I work for Magnetic Infotech, a company in Hyderabad, which is focused exclusively on educational domain. And I have more than 45 years of IT industry experience, around 35 years in educational vertical itself. That is delivering solutions and developing applications and everything for educational domain. And I specialize in solution architecture. When I say solution architecture, I mean it is not just a small application development, but it's an architecture of the complete solution delivery. And then I'm also involved in customer engagement and teaching, training, and mentoring. That's my passion. And I have global exposure. Now coming to a brief introduction about my company. This is an organization, a private limited company, established in the year 2000. The current turnover is more than 40 crores per year, per annum. We specialize in educational domain, and we have expertise in systems and processes, and we have several decades of experience. And our clients are state universities and boards, autonomous institutions, and government departments. Essentially, we work only for the educational institutes and government departments and not many private organizations. And we are certified for QMS with ISO and information security management, again ISO, information technology service management systems in ISO IEC 20001 and 2018, and we are a CMMI level 3 organization. And moving forward, the role of ICT in effective academic practices. So what it is ICT exactly? When we say information and communication technology, what do we mean by that? It is nothing but the use of digital tools and platforms for managing, storing, sharing, and communicating information with all the stakeholders. It includes computers, the hardware, the software applications, the internet, mobile devices, and other digital media. That includes data and all sorts of audio, video, animations, and other media. Actually, ICT enhances the teaching and learning experience. We will see how it does. Promotes student engagement. That is our interaction with the students and the student involvement and their communication And because see, not every student learns the same way. If we look at a learning cycle management, the learning styles analysis, different students learn differently. Some learn it just by listening, some learn it by reading, some learn it by doing, and so on. And so, how do we engage with these different types of students who learn differently? And those things can be achieved through tools within the ICT. And accessibility and collaboration. Accessibility is about, it's a two-faceted word. When we say accessibility, the accessibility of information to all the students is one part, and on the other hand, accessibility is for differently abled and different kinds of accessibility. There are tools in ICT, different kinds of applications and tools and technologies are available. So what do we adapt and experience? That's more important here, depending upon the need of the hour. And also it helps collaboration between all stakeholders. When we say all stakeholders, it includes government agencies, administration, universities, the teaching institutions, that is colleges, the staff, and academic staff and other administrative staff as well. And of course, most importantly, the students with whom they are going to interact and collaborate. ICT also facilitates effective communication between students, educators, and all other stakeholders. It enables more efficient management of academic tasks and resources. The key areas of ICT that impacts the education domain are learning and teaching enhancement tools, that is e-learning tools. There are a lot of educational software available in the market, and the digital content, videos, simulations, and so on, both on the public domain as well as in a secured delivery mode. Enhance engagement and comprehension. When we need to comprehend what we learn or how we teach, what we teach, we can use some of these e-learning tools and educational softwares and digital content. And of course, communication and collaboration tools, they facilitate communication between students, teachers, and peers. Even among the students, they can communicate with each other. With different college students in the same group, in the same platform, they can check and communicate with each of them. They are like emails, instant messaging, video conferencing, and so on. Continuing on that, they enhance the administrative efficiency of the entire academic administration. It automates administrative tasks such as attendance, grading, course management, lesson scheduling, lesson plans, and so on through learning management systems. LMS, today there are open source LMSs are available. We can leverage any of them, or we can customize, or we can procure that suits our specific needs. And also ICT enables access to resources, provides students and teachers with easy access to online libraries, research databases, and educational content anytime, anywhere. Assessment and evaluation also, the ICT really helps a lot. That's what exactly is the topic of the day today. Digital assessments, that is quizzes and assignments, allow for more personalized, timely, data-driven evaluations, in the sense that when the evaluation system is online, the students get a feedback then and there, even as the quizzes are happening or the assignments are valued within the internal assignments and things like that are assessed. Immediately the student knows, he gets a feedback. The teacher can provide a feedback in the online system itself, whereas the student gets the feedback and he can interact with his or her peers and then see how much they have scored and what points they are missing or they have scored better and so on. They can communicate and they can improve. And on-screen evaluation is another tool that helps faster, accurate, transparent evaluation process beside other benefits, which we are going to see in the coming slides. The benefits are of the ICT in the academic domain are: one is improved learning outcomes. That is what we are all here for. As teachers, all that we are interested in is the outcome, the learning outcomes. So the learning outcomes, we want to improve day by day and ensure that the students learn better and better day by day. That is possible due to the access to wealth of online resources and tools that promote deeper understanding and practical learning. When I say this, I'm not referring to exactly the public domain data or the material that's available in YouTube and other places. It also refers to the internal internal data. That is, when an institute embraces the ICT and practices them within the house, then the teachers can post the assignments, their answers, and their remarks and everything, and also their research papers, whatever they have published, they can make it available to the students to read, students to interact and assimilate. So when I say online, using the ICT tools, we can provide all the information that we have online and make it accessible to our students and maybe others as well. And personalized learning, tailored content to meet the needs and abilities of individual students. So in this case, like we can create some e-learning modules which are tailor-made to specific group of students for a specific purpose. Suppose if we find that in a class there are 5 or 10 students are lagging and they need some additional bridge course or additional information that need to be provided, that we can provide through an online content, and we can personalize that content. Of course, even others can use it as a refresher. Other thing is enhanced engagement. Through these interactive tools, what happens is the students, teachers get more interactive. They engage with each other. They engage with their peers, and that engagement really stimulates thinking, questioning, and learning. And gamification elements like badges and rewards can motivate students. So while creating this online content, the ICT content, the e-content, what we can do is we can make it more and more creative. There are tools to generate such creative things. When given our idea, the point that we would like to drive or deliver, there are tools which will convert them into a gamified like cartoon characters or in a 3D models and things like that. And there are tools which can create them and which will make it interesting to the students, which will draw the attention of the students and make them go through the material step by step. And better access and inclusivity. Due to this online material being available through ICT, the material is always available to the students. Online courses, learning apps, so they can learn anytime, anywhere. Whenever they can schedule it, they can modify their timetable and then sit at home and learning up. And that gives flexibility in the classroom. What happens is, students, when they come prepared for the tomorrow's topic, we can engage those students into more practical application of that particular subject instead of talking about the fundamentals and theory once again in the classroom, because the material is already available. As if the teacher is teaching or drawing on the board and explaining, that material is available, and tomorrow's topic, the students just go through that and come back to the class tomorrow. And then when they are in the class, they're already pre-informed. They have the basic knowledge, and we can build upon that with examples and practicals and things like that in the classroom. And with this, it breaks geographical barriers and make education available globally. In fact, today, there are many such LMS systems, learning management systems, are available. Say, for example, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, has a wealth of open source courses available on their LMS. It's open to everybody. Similarly, Harvard University has made several courses available freely for auditing to the students. Only students will have to pay only if they need a certificate from the institute. Otherwise, all the material is free and open and available to everyone. Similarly, even we can create learning material. It also enhances collaboration and teamwork, as we said earlier, through Microsoft Teams, meetings, Google Docs, Google Meet. All these tools allow students to work together seamlessly on group projects. Even when you assign a group project or a group assignment to a set of students, they don't have to come to the college and sit together and then work on it together. They can collaborate sitting at their homes at a fixed time and then talk to each other, share their work, modify it, and then finally come to a conclusion and bring it to the presentation. It also encourages peer-to-peer learning and feedback through online discussion forums and collaborative tasks. And the most important characteristic of this ICT is that is when we say ICT, information and the communication technology, we mean the online availability of data, whether it be student data, their performance data, the teachers' data, the lessons data, and whatever. So with this, with the available data, we can make informed decisions based on the data. Teachers can use data analytics from learning platforms to track student progress and identify areas where additional support is required for specific students. Now, coming to the technologies tools. Learning LMS, we said learning management systems. There are many open source learning management systems available which can be customized, which can be easily customized. Say platforms like Moodle, Blackboard, and Canvas. They all manage course content. Now, the teachers can download these things, and non-science background, the computer science background teachers can take assistance from the computer science departments and their students to download and customize these things and start implementing the LMS. They help track student progress and facilitate online discussions and assessments. And digital content creation tools are there. To create the digital content and port it to the LMS, we can use tools like Adobe Captivate, Camtasia, and Powtoon. They all enable teachers to create multimedia-rich lessons, interactive simulations, and e-learning modules. And once these are created, they can be ported into the LMS, which we said in the previous step. And they can be made available to the students very easily. And some of these tools are commercial tools. That means the colleges need to purchase, but they all come, any commercial software tool generally comes with a academic discount. I mean, they give it at a discount to academic institutions. They enjoy that facility. And cloud computing and storage. Today, the cloud computing is the order of the day. That means we don't have to worry about the storage. There was a time when storage is very expensive and limited. We need to depend on whatever limited storage available. See, to store huge data like videos, audio files, and animations, and huge files and so on, it's pretty expensive. Today, with the scalable the cloud storage, it becomes all the more easy to store data. So we can use even for free tools like Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, and so on. To the extent possible, we can use and share and collaborate with students and other stakeholders. And virtual classrooms and webinars also can be conducted with software like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet, and so on. Most of these tools are free for a certain limited number of audience, and again, they come with academic specific discounts and so on a large scale if you need to purchase them. And they help create and deliver lessons online, and then discuss and collaborate with the students and others remotely. And there are assessment tools. There are platforms like Quizlet, Kahoot, and Google Forms. They all facilitate creation of quizzes. I mean, so the teachers need not wait until a particular portion of the syllabus has been completed to start questioning them. After every the 2 or 3 classes, they can start creating quizzes so that even teachers get an immediate feedback as to how the students are doing, and students get a feedback as to where they are lacking and where they need support and where they need additional input. They can ask the teacher for such input. And the role of ICT in curriculum delivery. How does it help in delivering the curriculum? So blended learning, a combination of traditional face-to-face teaching with online learning resources and activities. So that is a beautiful concept in the sense that whatever we teach today in the classroom, we can create animated. See, in the classroom, we can only judge and guess, go by the theory, what is written in the book, and then try to explain, give explanation, and then draw on the board, and then make the students learn. But whereas in case of an animated drawing or a small animation, a video, we can show the students how the transformation happens. Say, for example, when in the classroom, when we just simply say the right angle has 90 degrees, or any angle that has 90 degrees is right angle. Instead of saying that, we can define it how that is. Say, for example, when a straight line is set upon another such that the adjacent angles formed are equal to one another. That is the exact definition of a right angle. Such an angle is said to be right. It so happens that those angles are always 90 degrees. It is because the angle is right, the number of degrees to that angle is 90, and it is not because the angle has 90 degrees, it is called a right angle. So the definitions can be explained with a pure animation, and how the second line tilts and finally stops at a particular place where all the angles, adjacent angles, are equal to one another, and then measure it and show that this is 90 now. So it is because of this, the right angle has always 90 degrees. So that gives a student a beautiful concept. Similarly, squaring a circle, we can show. See, inside the classroom, we can only go by whatever the theories and things like that we know of pi r square and whatever, how did the pi come and things like that. We can explain to the extent possible, but there could be some dull student like me who wouldn't understand. So for that kind of a person, we can take a square and then try to convert it through an animated graphic. We can show that how it is being circled. And so now, how is how to create a square which is equivalent in area of a circle, and what happens to the perimeter, and those things can be explained through a graphical animation. So whatever we explain in the classroom is theoretically whatever we write on the board, and that's fine, but still this multimedia can be utilized to explain in a more interactive manner to the students so that they can understand. And these fundamentals, when they are depicted in a particular manner through multimedia and video and audio lessons, the students catch it and they retain it almost forever. And it encourages students to learn both in class and outside the classroom at their own pace. See, today, almost everybody, including us, be the teachers and the students, are almost, we spend at least about 50 to 60% of our free time after our work hours only on the mobile phone or some other gadget. So that that time can be effectively engaged. I mean, we can engage the students to utilize that free time to look at this kind of material by creating interesting material, a blended material into the online delivery system. So flipped classroom. So another advantage is students learn new content through online videos, podcasts, and readings before the class, before they come to the class, as I said earlier. And while the class time is devoted to discussions, problem solving, and practical applications of that knowledge that they have already learned, and to reinforce that knowledge. So the class time can be utilized to reinforce the concepts and knowledge that they have gained through earlier delivered, online delivered content. And we can also create interactive and engaging lessons. Say we can use drag and drop models, touch and the touch and place models and things like that. Use of multimedia, videos, podcasts, animations, and virtual labs to create more engaging and experiential learning. We can say, for example, science experiments can be simulated on the screen itself. Say, for example, photosynthesis. You can create all the required operators here on one side, and then let the student drag and keep one by one of those operators and things. So first they'll have to take a beaker, and then they have to take the wire mesh, they have to take the spirit lamp, and then they have to take the green leaves or something and put it in the beaker and pour water. And so these can be simulated with drag and drop. They can use the mouse or touch screen or whatever, and this can be handled even on a small device like a mobile phone, or they can cast it to the TV and then handle it, or they can use a tab if they have, and so on. So this kind of even the difficult to do the practical the programs within the laboratory can be simulated and created on screen. So that will really engage the students, because it will create some interest, because they are interacting with the device, interacting with the content, and then learning. So it gives a sense of doing it actually themselves, and it will also keep them engaged instead of diverting to other content, irrelevant content, and so on. Mobile learning, as I said, mobile apps and responsive websites allow students to access course material, participate in activities, and engage in learning anytime. In fact, these tools, the engaging tools, the animations, videos, podcasts, and these things would really keep the students engaged. You don't have to force them to do some kind of a homework or something, but they will automatically get used to it, and an interest, once we generate an interest in them, and they will automatically start using it. And then we can very soon, as teachers, see the results of it, the outcomes of it. And there are many online learning platforms, we can even direct them. There are like Coursera, edX. edX is the Harvard University's educational program branch, and LinkedIn Learning. They all offer professional development opportunities for educators. Even we as teachers have a lot to learn. And in fact, long back, I delivered a similar teacher training program. The title of the program was "Don't Teach." I mean, when I said that, everybody said, "I mean, what do you mean?" I said, "Let us not teach. Let us educate them." So there's a slight difference between teaching and education. If we educate them how to learn, they will learn on their own. They will start. We have to educate the students to ask questions. We are paid to deliver the courses. They are paying to learn the courses. So it is our responsibility to answer every question the student has. But most of the time, most of the students do not have any questions because we don't encourage them to ask questions. So my point here is that we have to educate them to ask questions. So fundamental questions. So for that, we have to go back to fundamentals every day before we go to class. That's what I do. Whatever lesson I am going to teach today, I will go back to the fundamentals of that. Say, for example, why there are only 360 degrees to a circle? Why not 400? That makes it easy. No, the answer is because 60 is a number which has most number of factors that makes it easy to do fractions, easy to work with fractions. So the sexagesimal number 60 has the highest number of factors, and so fractions becomes easy with the 60 as a base. So Sumerians and Babylonians, they started 60 as a base, and they had the number system based on 60, that is sexagesimal number system. So we have this, when we ask ourselves such fundamental questions, we come out with answers. Why the area of any shape is measured always in terms of square units? That's another fundamental question. Do all the planets rotate in the same direction? Why so? What if two adjacent planets rotate in the opposite directions? What happens? Will there be a planetary drift? So all these are fundamental questions that we need to ask. Not only in mathematics, like even in engineering, even in civil engineering, computer science, and everywhere, when we ask these fundamental questions, we can instigate, we can encourage our students to ask those fundamental questions. When those students ask those fundamental questions, we naturally come out with fantastic answers to ourselves, and we can explain better to our students. That really enhances the learning power of our students. And these online ICT tools really help ourselves learn such fundamental questions, the answers to such fundamental questions, and then be ready to provide more and more insights into every single concept to our students. And these also help teacher professional development. Say, for example, we can start writing papers on different subjects, publish them on social media platforms, and then professional communities. Connect with peers, even with our own community, teaching community, teachers from other institutes, teachers from universities, teachers from higher institutions, and so on. And then share ideas, resources, and collaborate, conduct meetings, seminars, and so on. We can connect and collaborate for our own professional development. And then there are digital tools for teaching. Apart from just using the typical daily content, and then because see, after some time, the same content every day delivering to a different batch of students every year, year after year, going to the same classroom, it's a boring thing. We can learn new things. We can use different tools, teaching tools. How we can effectively use the digital tools. Not only digital tools, there are physical tools like pointers, and even for showing the measurements and all. There are different tools available which we can use. Even the digital classrooms we can use, where we can directly download the material and then show them all these experiments on board, on the digital board, and so on. And even with for interacting with the students within the classroom. Say, for example, we can show a quiz on the digital board, and then give the students access to the same thing on their mobile app, and then ask them to answer then and there, just like a quiz program. Immediately, we know on the board, on the digital board, we can see the scores, who has done better, who has gone wrong, and why it is wrong, what is the right answer, and things like that. We can easily explain to those students. So students also get thrilled because it's a game-like situation where they are participating into this activity. So when we start doing such activities within the classroom, the students really get an interest, and then they come to the classroom, they stick to the classroom, and then they will never talk in the classroom. Otherwise, there will be a lot of disturbance in the classroom. But of course, the ICT is not without any implementation challenges. It has its own implementation challenges. First and foremost thing is access to technology. Not all students and schools have access to reliable internet and modern devices. That was it yesterday, but today it's almost within the reach and almost it's available. Governments are trying to make it available to most of the education students wherever possible, and then the disparities are slowly vanishing. Digital literacy. Both students and teachers may need training to effectively use digital tools and technologies for teaching and learning. Maybe to some extent I agree with this, but students are more tech savvy these days. I mean, they know better. So for example, if any new phone that comes into the market or new device that comes into the market, they know how to use it better than we know. They know all the features. They exploit it. They explore it, and then identify everything. Even sometimes I have seen in my college some students coming and explaining their teachers how to use a particular device or a particular software or whatever it is. And it's a collaborative thing, and nothing wrong. I mean, nothing wrong. In fact, I learn from my students several things. At least when they question, I ask myself those questions, and if I don't get the answers, I immediately seek answers from some other place, like online, internet, peers, my other colleagues, and so on. So even this digital literacy, of course, I also found that at least among the elders, using these devices, say for example, first when we introduced the online evaluation, digital evaluation, there was a little bit hesitance with older teachers to use the mouse and use the computer and the scrolling and then marking and things like that. But that very soon they learned it. It's not impossible. It is not even difficult. It is just a hesitance for the first 1 or 2 days, and then immediately they get to do that. They get to use it. And cyber security and privacy, these are other concerns, but we need to protect the student data. That is most important. And also our intellectual property, whatever papers that we publish, our specific unique method of teaching or our content, that is also very, very important. We need to protect them. But today, there are tools to do that. There are firewalls, there are protection systems, there are audit systems and things like that which we can put in place and ensure to a greater extent that these are protected. There are encryption algorithms are available freely. We can use encryptions, data encryption, media encryption, and so on. We can store them. And for as far as the storage is concerned, as I said earlier, storage is no more a concern with the cloud storage being available. And as long as we employ the security mechanisms, we can store it in the cloud. That's not a problem. And then resistance to change. Even this is slowly changing. At one time, there is a resistance, but every time, at least for the first few minutes, few days, few hours, there will be some resistance. Once they get used to it, once they get to see the fruit of it, once they get to see how it works and how it benefits them, the people start using it without any hesitation, and that's not at all a problem anymore. And what it is going to be, the future is going to be with ICT in education, of course, artificial intelligence and adaptive learning. Artificial intelligence will be used to personalize learning experiences, offering students tailored content and learning pathways based on their progress. In fact, this is already being implemented. It's already available. The several companies are using it. And say, for example, Android development platform, they have this kind of a learning pathways. Once you tell the system what exactly your requirement and how much you know, the content is tailored. What content is readily available, but it is customized, tailored for a particular individual's specific needs. So virtual and augmented reality, this is another area where we can really leverage our knowledge and club with the VR and AR technologies to deliver the most effective way of teaching the content and the knowledge, imparting the knowledge to students. And then blockchain for education is another area. That is a tool, that is a technology which we can use to protect our content. So obviously, ICT is a game changer. ICT has revolutionized academic practices by making learning more engaging, accessible, and more efficient. There's no question or doubt. And naturally, it offers students a personalized learning experience while enabling teachers to streamline their practices and improve educational outcomes. Naturally. Of course, challenges do exist, but the future of education is undoubtedly going to be digital. Very soon, most of us will be using digital blackboards, digital content, digital delivery, and so on in almost all spheres of teaching and learning. With continued advancements in technology, the availability will become more and more cheaper, easily accessible, and so on. So naturally, we will adopt them. I'm sure about that. In summary, what we have seen is a comprehensive overview of ICT in education domain and role of ICT in modern academic settings, benefits, tools and challenges of ICT, implementing ICT or adapting ICT, and future trends in education technology. The next topic will move on to the importance of examinations in academic. Of course, we have talked about ICT, and ICT is in all the areas. But today's topic, as we said, is purely about examinations and examination management systems and on-screen marking or digital evaluation systems. So now, having explained about the ICT, its importance, and the future trends and challenges and difficulties in that now let's move on to the importance of examinations. I would request, let's take a 10-minute break right now. Is that okay? Hello? Hello?
ICT ఫైల్ మీతో పెట్టేసారు అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్
అదే.
వాళ్ళు చెప్పలేదు మ్యూట్ చేయాలి అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్ ఎస్ నేను అదే చెప్పాను ఎస్ మెసేజ్ చూడండి మెసేజ్ ఏమన్నాయేమో కింద మెసేజ్లో మెసేజ్ పెడుతున్నారట వాళ్ళు ఎవరు మాట్లాడడానికి లేదు మైక్స్ అంటే
correct. PPT implementation.
But the process to
మెసేజ్ చేస్తారా కాదు
cancel.
పక్కన మెసేజ్ వచ్చి చూడు చార్ట్
ఇది ఎక్కడ?
టాప్ లో రైట్ హ్యాండ్ సైడ్ ఫోర్త్ వన్ చార్ట్
ఇక్కడ
పైన నుంచి
Top most by.
టాప్ లో
లేదు.
మీరు పైకి వెళ్తే కిందకు వస్తుంది సార్ బార్ వస్తుంది
మౌస్ అక్కడ పెడితే ఆ బాగా కింద
We cancel button some other read meeting cancel. Cancel button.
ఇక్కడ చార్ట్ వస్తుంది.
ఇంకొంచెం చార్ట్ ఉంది చార్ట్ 17 ఉన్నది
ఇదా?
పక్కన పక్కన
వీళ్ళు పెట్టి ఏమంటే చేస్తాను ఓకే సార్ బ్రేక్ కి ఓకే సార్ అన్నారు దాంట్లో జస్ట్ మీరు టైం చెప్పేయండి సార్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ 4 కి టైం 3:55 కదా 4 కు 4:05 డైరెక్ట్ లైవ్ లో చెప్పేయచ్చు మీరు మైక్ అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి
బైక్ ఎక్కడ ఉందండి? అన్నిట్లో ఉంది కదా. Okay. Yeah, we'll assemble back at 4:10. We'll just take a break for 10 minutes. Now it is 4 exactly. Thank you so much.
Admit. Admit.
That. Yeah. If everybody is back and comfortable, we'll start. Okay, let's resume. Welcome back and moving on. Let us examine the importance of examinations in the academic setting. Examinations play a crucial role. They are very, very important. They serve as a formal assessment tool, that is, to assess how much the students have learned. More importantly, how much we as teachers have taught them. Measure student learning and progress, how much they have learned and how they are progressing, what is the previous level and what is the current level and where we need to improve and so on. Key functions of examinations are assessment of knowledge and understanding.
Please show the previous slide, please. Show the previous slide, please.
Yeah. Shall I? Okay. So they play a crucial role, as we said. It is through examinations we assess the knowledge and understanding of the students. They provide a structured framework to evaluate a student's grasp of course material, whatever we have given, including facts, concepts, theories, problem-solving skills, and so on. They can range from simple recall questions, like in the classroom we can ask, that's also an assessment, but we are talking about term-end examinations also. Problem-solving skills through practical examinations and so on, requiring students to apply their knowledge in different contexts also. And examinations motivate and create accountability. The anticipation of exams can act as a powerful tool, powerful motivator, because 3 months before the exams are ensuing, the students get excited. They start learning at that point in time. They see what will be there in this examination, what syllabus portion of the content will be there in this examination, and they will assess themselves where they are weak and which one they need to brush again and which one they need to stress again and so on. And they start learning, they start reading. And in fact, we know that most of the students start reading only before the examinations. But through the ICT, as we have seen earlier, we can engage them in the learning process throughout. Exams hold students accountable for their learning, promoting a sense of responsibility. And then feedback improvement. Exams also provide a feedback mechanism. Exam results offer valuable feedback to both students and teachers. So we as teachers, we know how they are faring and what is their learning style, why a particular student is not faring well vis-a-vis others, what is the difficulty he or she is facing, and we can try to augment it, supplement it with additional teaching and learning mechanisms. Students can identify their own strengths and weaknesses, allowing them to focus on their areas where they need improvement. And then teachers can gain insights into the effectiveness of their teaching, and they can mend their methodologies. If the entire class is not getting a particular concept, a particular program, the teachers can redraft it, recreate how they deliver that particular content, and then try to teach them that particular concept again and again in different methods. And then exams also set standards and quality control. They said exams help in establish consistent standards across different educational institutions. Say, for example, it is the same syllabus that every college under this particular university has, and it is the same syllabus or similar syllabus other universities in the entire country have, in the entire world have. So we can see what are the standards for a particular subject, what is the average marks that students normally get, how they are getting in a particular geographical area, what are the socio-economic conditions over there, what is the difference between here and there, and then we can set ourselves a particular standard, and we can set targets and try to achieve those targets. And then it also provides career progression and opportunities. Exam results often play a crucial role in determining future academic and career opportunities, not only for the students but also to the teachers. We know whether in the universities, the Board of Studies Council and the Academic Council and all professors sit and decide whether any syllabus change is required, re-regulation is required, or whether the marking system is to be changed, a question paper pattern has to be changed, and all these things can be decided and determined over there. It gives an opportunity. And also, some teachers also can take up these student progression as case studies and write thesis on that. So it gives career progression and opportunities, both for students and teachers as well. But however, there are some limitations of these examinations. They don't assess in entirety of the knowledge gained by the students. The assessment is limited. Examinations often focus on factual recall and simple learning, the rote learning, neglecting higher order thinking skills like critical analysis, creativity, and problem solving. So these things don't come out through the regular conventional examination systems. There are different methods, like we can use ICT, where students perform, collaborate, and involve, engage, and deliver the exam results. And exams may not accurately reflect a student's true understanding or potential, as performance can be influenced by factors like test anxiety, time pressure, and even luck sometimes. We have seen in many cases, even the brightest of students, they secure less marks or sometimes even fail because of the anxiety. And sometimes the time pressure. Because see, I know some subject, I know how to answer a particular question. I start writing and I keep on getting ideas and start elaborating, and I'm going on. One question over, time over. I have no time for the second question at all. So as a result, even though I'm the brightest student, I miserably failed in this particular subject. So that happens sometimes. And very rarely, luck also plays a little role. So that's what we mean by saying it is a limited assessment. And examinations emphasize on memorizing. Mostly, when the student writes in a written paper, it is only what he has memorized about the subject or question or topic or subtopic or whatever it is. The pressure to perform well on exams can encourage students to prioritize memorization over deep understanding of the content. That's normally we see that in a day-to-day. We know even our own kids, they study on the early morning of the day of exam, on the previous night, losing their night's sleep, and then always thinking about tomorrow's exam and things like that, the anxiety, pressure, and things like that. They memorize. They don't. Say, for example, a plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2a. They memorize it. They forget to calculate how that happens. A plus b whole square, that is a plus b into a plus b, when multiplied a into a is equal to a square. So if the steps are very clear in his mind, not only a plus b whole square, even if you give him the x plus 5 whole square, he will calculate it and write it in the examination. But otherwise, he has memorized a plus b whole square, but he has never memorized x plus y whole square. So he will not be able to answer that question. So these things do happen. We know that memorization is the problem. So this normal, the conventional, the examinations that we conduct at the end of the term, they tend to emphasize more on memorization than the actual content and concept. And inequitable assessment is possible in the examination. Traditional exam formats can be a disadvantage to students with learning disabilities or those from disadvantaged backgrounds who may lack access to adequate resources or support. We know that, due to the socio-economic gap that we do have, and they come into the college. I mean, of course, even at the admission level itself, there are a lot of filters and things like that, but still there are some bright students who come in and then they need really support. And unless through ICT and other mechanisms, we identify such gaps and then provide the bridge content, bridge course to those students and then enable them to catch up with the other students, there will be that inequitable assessment and there will be that gap always. There are many factors which influence this. That one is the medium of instruction. See, there are students who have studied in a particular local language medium till the high school level, and from there, when they come into the college, suddenly the entire syllabus comes into an English language or some other language which is alien to them. So it becomes very difficult for them. So for them, putting them through a course of that particular language and then make them understand the typical keywords and things like that, I mean, that would help them probably. Then there are cultural biases in exam questions, can also create an unfair disadvantage for certain groups of people. And of course, as we said, stress and anxiety is a limiting factor. And then in the traditional conventional examinations, the feedback is also limited. Traditional exams often provide limited feedback to students. That means once the answer book is valued, we just put it aside or give back the answer book to the students. And then within the class, we try to do a peer review kind of stuff, and then there's a limited feedback, and the students really don't get exactly where they are failing or where they need support and things like that. So those are some of the limitations of the examination system. Coming to that's about examinations in academic setting. So examination management system. So there are examination management systems. Many systems are available, have become increasingly important in today's education landscape because we need to manage the complete gamut of examinations, conduct of examinations, delivery of examinations, right from the question paper setting to the examination scheduling, planning, delivering question papers, answer books, everything to different colleges and different exam centers at different places, and then getting the attendance and getting the right feedback from the colleges, examination centers, and getting back the answer books, and then again distributing them to the different evaluation centers or people who evaluate, and then getting them evaluated, get back, compile the marks, collate, create the process the results, and then so many things like that. And there are so many agents are involved. Government is involved, police is involved, even socio-economic, cultural, geographical, so many issues are there. Say, for example, to conduct an exam, if during rainy season in Assam is a big challenge because we don't know when it's going to rain, when the exams will have to be postponed, so there are so many things. And there are riotous situations. So all these things we have to consider. In a particular locality, in a particular geographic location, a major festival might be happening during that particular period when we planned an examination. So where commutation to the exam centers by the students will be difficult. So even that has to be kept in mind. So this is not a simple task as it appears to us, because we as teachers, we just look at conduct of examination, supervision, invigilation, books bundling, send it back to the university for evaluation, and so on. And then go to the evaluation camp, value them, and then hand it over back, and then come back. So, but there is so much that goes behind conduct of examination. So to manage all of these things, we need the importance of examination management systems is increasingly becoming important in today's education landscape. So EMSs play a vital role in modern education by improving efficiency, accuracy, security, and overall effectiveness of the conduct of examination process itself. They empower educators with valuable data and insights. With this online model and with these electronic examinations management systems, which give the complete, they integrate every part. They communicate with each part, like when to communicate to the government agencies, when to seek police help to securely transfer the question papers, and so all these things. With the day by day, what action to be taken and how much to pay for it and where to do that, and all this interacting with these government agencies, private agencies, and then couriers, and so many things. Everything can be controlled and managed, and they empower the educators with valuable data. And during and after the examinations, the teachers will get very valuable. When I say teachers, not just the teachers in the colleges alone, but also the university staff, academic staff. Valuable data and insights, enabling them to make informed decisions and enhance the learning experience for students. Once the examinations are over, when the papers are valued, we get a lot of data, a lot of feedback. Where it was valued, what is the time of valuation, what is the duration of valuation, is there any bias between, say, suppose if I am an evaluator, early in the morning when I am fresh, I do a very good valuation. And then as the day goes by noon, due to fatigue or whatever it is, there will be a drastic difference in my marking pattern. And then by the evening, it's almost done. And it's a routine work from afternoon, and so by evening, I'm done with for the day, and I have to go back and then again come back tomorrow. So we have seen this. We have done a lot of analysis like this earlier with the help of Dr. Madhav Reddy, who was the Secretary of Board of Intermediate Education in Andhra Pradesh here. Along with him, we did a lot of analysis like this, and then we presented in the COPSE meetings and things like that. And we found there is drastic differences. And the same paper being valued by different examiners in different locations and things. We have done a lot of variance analysis, and so there are significant differences. And so we need to find a way of bringing everything on par with something. We need to moderate and see how things do happen. So. But however, these examination management systems, they really help and empower us with a lot of valuable data where we can take informed decisions. The significance of examination management systems comes from this. One is the streamlined process. As we said, there is so much to be done just to conduct an examination. Forget about, let alone the student admission process, and then the syllabus and subjects, combinations, permutations, and whatever. I mean, even in there's a lot of complexity. Say, for example, there are lateral admissions, students coming from other colleges, other universities, other countries, and so on. So, if they have to be laterally admitted into the third year or fourth semester or whatever it is, then what about the previous semesters? They may not be equivalent subjects within our college, in our university. So we have to find out what subject he has completed, and then for those subjects which are equivalent, we have to give some equivalent marks based on what they have scored and so on. And for the subjects which are not available here, we have to say that you take another alternate subject here which is pertaining to the previous semester, and we have to provide the extra teaching facility. So there are so many things. And for rejoining, people who drop out after the second year and then come back and join after fourth or fifth year, again for them the treatment will be totally different. Because the syllabus might change, because he studied in the same university, in the same college, so it will continue. But unfortunately, one particular subject, the syllabus regulation has changed, and so we have to treat it differently. So all these things are there, even there. But similarly, even in the conduct of examination, planning, scheduling, and things like that, there are so many nuances that we need to really take care of. But the examination management systems, they really help us streamline all these processes. And they also enhance the accuracy, right to the date and time and whatever it is, and the papers, and they ensure that the right question paper goes to the right hall, and then the right the students get their rightful question paper. I mean, not a wrong question paper, and so on. And things like with the help of these examination management systems, and then we have through the dashboard readily available information. We can just see whether a particular college has received or not the question papers in time, and if there is any difficulty, if there is any malpractice or any unacceptable practice that's happening. So these things can be reported then and there, and the administrators at the university level, at the college level, at the regional center level, they can keep monitoring during the process of examination what's happening and so on. And then even the results, when they are properly fed and things like that, they provide much more enhanced accuracy. And then they also provide improved security. With the use of these ICT and the electronic examination management systems, the comprehensive examination management systems, what they do is they provide some sort of security. That means we know exactly what is going where. Say, for example, a particular question paper bundle going to a particular college, suddenly something has happened to the vehicle and the question paper bundle got opened and then the papers got thrown everywhere en route. Immediately, we can discard that and we can send a second set, and second set can directly go there. Or directly send it to them by a secured email method, email or something, and then they can print it out there and distribute there without losing time for the students and so on. And similarly, even at the application level, the data level, by encrypting the data and by securing the data, we can provide, we can be assured of improved security in the examination management systems of the complete data. And then we get, as we said, the data-driven insights. it is our decision making is purely based on the data that is available, and the data can be presented in the form of charts, figures, and whatever, in any form that they can be provided, and we get real good, beautiful insights based on the true data. And then the EMS systems also are cost effective in the sense that when we have a complete EMS, a properly implemented EMS, and when we follow those processes, streamlined processes, that gives us a cost effectiveness in the sense that we will not be wasting on unnecessary things. We know where exactly to spend, how much to spend, and where to spend. Whether it be the evaluation, conduct of examination, supervisors, overseers. See, we have to assign people to go to different colleges for practical examinations as overseers. And then for these overseers, there's a TA and DA and things like that. Even to calculate the distance from where a particular teacher will go to another college as an overseer or supervisor. So to minimize those distances, to calculate those the TADA calculations and so on, and also to send the examiners and evaluators to the evaluation camps where they will do the evaluation. From the place where they stay to different evaluation centers, we can identify geographically the distance and calculate and how much and things like that. We can optimize. I'm not saying that minimize the cost and save the thing. We can optimize, because see, time is very important. If an examiner spends more time in reaching the evaluation center itself, that's a waste of time. And another thing is, most of these evaluations do happen during the holidays that come immediately after the examinations. So most of these the teachers, they would like to go to their native places or some other place. They can do the work from there. If they inform through the AMS that they'll be available for evaluation in a particular location, we can identify from an evaluation center within that location, within a radius of certain number of kilometers over there, so that they can easily reach out there. Even on a holiday, they can do the work and complete their evaluation. So that is what we mean by cost effectiveness. And it also provides a better communication. We can easily communicate with examiners, students. See, even during examination, we can communicate during evaluation, even as we get the data insights on a day-to-day basis, we can communicate with the evaluation centers saying that a particular teacher is being too liberal. Ask him to be a bit more strict in a particular subject or in for a particular question or for a particular topic or whatever it is that we can give. And or if we find that overall, almost every evaluation center for a particular question, everybody is getting less marks over there. Obviously, there may be something wrong in the question itself. So we can moderate the question and say that, okay, this question, this is the marks. Calculate it, moderate it, and calculate it for whatever the question's maximum marks and so on that we can do. And so all this communication can be sent through the, all this communication can be sent through the EMS itself. So now coming to the comprehensive examination management systems. These are the basic modules that that should be there in any comprehensive examination management system. At the university level, it is about the affiliated institutes module, which will capture the names of the institutes, their location, their contacts, the type of institute, categories, resources available there, facilities, programs offered, capacity, intake, subject-wise faculty ratio, student-faculty ratio, and their accreditations and affiliation particulars and so on. About the fees and what they have paid when they were established, and so all that affiliation institutes module should have. And then the students information module will have the regular admission, their data, lateral admissions, readmissions, their programs, what they are admitted into, the courses that they have selected, the subjects and their combinations, their performance, past performance, and if any, and then the performance data, and their progression from semester to semester and year to year and so on, and all the data will be in the student information module. And the programs and courses is another master data where we have all the programs offered by the institute, the courses, the subjects, because university may have several programs and several courses, But not every college may offer that. Say, for example, if a college is a arts and science college, they can only they will only offer those. If a college affiliated to the university is an engineering college, they will offer engineering programs and subjects and so on. So again, from the institute perspective, from the college perspective, and from the university perspective, what are all the programs and courses that are available, subjects and their combinations, electives, optional subjects, exemptions. There will be some compulsory subjects like environmental studies and so on, which are not marked and with marks of which are not captured into the evaluation system, but however, in a certificate that must be mentioned that this particular student has attended or succeeded in a particular compulsory course and so on. So all this information and study year, semester, maximum marks, minimum marks, and all those information will be there in the programs and courses module. Faculty information. The faculty information, the names of the faculty, their qualifications, their institute, their designation, experience, teachings, the subjects that they teach, and so on. Along with that, we can also have optionally in a secured the data, their bank details, other details, and other personal their biographic details, and so on. This is required if we are going to use the system to make the payments to their remunerations, like for overseeing or examination invigilation or for evaluation and so on. For all these purposes, if we need to make online payments, or at least to create a billing system where the university will get a consolidated list and see how much to pay so that they can directly pay to their bank details and so on. So may also be required in this particular case. And then exam events. Exam events essentially is nothing but about the examination planning, the event scheduling, creating an exam and then scheduling an exam, and students' eligibility. I mean, how many students are eligible to take this particular subject in this exam and so on. Backlog subjects, if the students have some backlogs, because based on this, the entire timetable will be created. So for example, if a student is in the 4th semester and then he has some backlog in the 2nd semester, if we conduct even semester exams in the morning and then odd semester exams in the afternoon, then what happens is this guy will not be able to write the second. So we have to conduct these things on different dates and so on. For that, we need the backlog subjects, and also to find out how many question papers are required in a particular subject and which examination center that the particular question paper should go, and so on. And then exam subjects, timetable, exam scheduling, exam applications, condonation. Say is the attendance condonation, fees condonation, late coming condonation. So there are so many different varieties. At an institute level, they condone certain lapses after certain discussions with the student and their parents and whatever, and the payments and things like that. So those condonations, and then if they may be allowed and so on. And exam fee scheduling, when to start paying the fees without late fees, with late fees of a certain amount, and with higher amount, and so on. All this date scheduling, everything will be there in the examination events module. And also hall ticket generation, resource allocation, that is overseers, invigilators, supervisors, flying squad, and so on, and internal assessments and practical marks to be uploaded or imported by the institutes into the EMS, so that because internal assessments are at the college level, so all those assessment outcomes student-wise, they must be exported into the system, and they must be available. So there must be a facility in the comprehensive examination management system so that the colleges can export those things into the system. And also about practical marks. So and also the exam staff remuneration, calculation, and bills presentment. So at least the remuneration calculation and present the bills. Suppose if I am an invigilator sent to a particular examination center, I have done my job at the end of the day or at the end of the examinations, I can simply go into the system, sign in, and say generate my invoice. It generates, and I say submit, and this invoice is submitted to the university. University will just verify and then start making payment. If my bank details are there, online payment will automatically go after the financial approval, financial department approval. Otherwise, they'll create a list and then it will go, or they send me a check or whatever is the practice. That's fine. All those things are possible. That's in the examinations event. And then question bank, another most important thing. There are two types of question banks that are possible here. One is the entire questions being available in the bank itself, and then automatic generation of the question paper in a particular format and securely storing it after encryption and then delivering it only at the time of examination. That is one type. And another type is get the question paper set by examiner, set by teachers, and then 3 sets set by teachers, and then get those things composed and printed as a PDF or a PDF, and then get it, encrypt it, upload it into the system, and store it. In either case, these questions question papers are available in the bank, and when the question paper has to be delivered to the examination centers, then the controller of examinations or director evaluations will select a particular set number for today's examination. So from all the papers that are available for today's examination, the particular chosen set number will be selected, again compressed, and then made available so that the exam centers can log in and download from the same system. So that is what we mean by a comprehensive examination management system. That is complete end-to-end examination management system, including question paper delivery online. And it should have the proper security mechanisms, that is, including the download date and time and multi-factor authentication, first of all. And then after multi-factor authentication, the person who downloaded, the IP number of the system where it was downloaded, geolocation of the location where it was downloaded, and all these things encrypted and stored as a QR code or some other code on the question paper itself, so that just in case of any leakage somewhere, if any unexpected happening, any mishap, we can clearly identify from where this particular piece has come out. And in fact, this is a small window, that is, if you allow the question paper download and printing just half an hour before the start of the examination, only that half an hour is critical. Once the exam starts, and after post half an hour of the exam starting, actually it loses its significance as being copied or circulated or whatever it is. That is more important. But however, even that half an hour is very, very critical, and we need to really secure. So this question paper delivery system should have all the mechanisms to identify, to first of all to arrest, and also to identify any such leakages and any mishaps and so on. So that is the question paper. And then post-examination module also is part of the comprehensive examinations management system itself. In the post-examinations module, the attendance online, answer books, transportation to the central location, distribution to the evaluation centers, evaluation, marks posting, compilation, processing, results generation, publication, marks memos printing, certificates generation, and so on. And up to the OD list generation, that is the convocation list preparation and recommendation letters to the governor, and all these things must come from the comprehensive examination management system itself. That should be the ideal CMS. The features, those are the modules that we discussed, and these are the features that we expect to have in the CMS. It should be a fully integrated, highly secured web application. Role-based authentication, that is depending upon the role. If I am a teacher, I am logging in, I should get certain screens and certain facilities on the screen. And if I'm an evaluator, I should see something else. If I'm a university administrator, I should see something else, and so on. I have different access parameters and so on. So, and then critical data encryption. Not all data needs to be encrypted, but however, the marks data, the personal data, and most important data, including the question papers themselves and other media, has to be encrypted and stored. And then payment gateway integration, where the payments are needed to be made through online mechanisms. So payment gateway integration is also required, and it should have integrated email and SMS communication. So SMS communication is required in many places where the teachers need to go to a particular location for invigilation. We need to send them. For students, we need to send them about hall tickets, downloading, everything. And so we need, including the evaluation systems, we need even to alert evaluators at the time during the evaluation process if they are being too liberal or too strict or whatever it is. We need to send any communication to the entire evaluation center or to a particular the evaluator or something. We need to have some kind of a communication mechanism, and that is through email and SMS. So we need to have integrated email and SMS communication mechanism within the comprehensive examination management system. And other features are data collation. When we take the college's data, student data, course data, faculty data, exam center data, and all these things, most important thing is data validation and purification is the most important thing. When we get the data from different sources, what's going to happen is that there is a chance, because we are taking the data from different sources, from different formats, we need to collate that and then validate and purify any mismatches and things like that. Immediately seek clarifications, correct them, and so on. So all these things, data collation, that is uploading the data by the colleges of internal assessments, student personal data, that is NR data, nominal roll data, their subjects and things like that, as well as their fees payment status and so on, and internal assessment marks, practical marks and so on. They should be able to upload directly through the system instead of taking the data from the in different forms, in a manual form, and then inputting into the system. Instead of that, we should provide, the CMS should provide a facility where the colleges, their staff can upload the data. Even at the time of uploading itself, the data should be validated and purified. If any errors are there, immediately show then and there and give them hints as to how to correct and send the data back again, upload the data back again. So that should be the most important step in the important feature of the software itself. And other features are resources and material planning. Even for planning, we need, say for example, to conduct the examinations in a particular examination center, the total capacity or how many students we are sending there, because we sometimes what happens is that we don't conduct examinations in the same college. We send the students of this college to another college and we mix and match. So in that case, what happens is based on the geographical location and all, optimal planning is required. So for all these things, there will be tools. And within that college, number of rooms available and number of students totally planned there in that particular examination center, and the capacity per room, number of invigilators required, number of support staff required, number of question papers and answer books required. All these things has to be material planning. All the teachers required, and everything must be planned. So even for planning, we need to give easy to use user interface so that they can just select or drag and drop and then finally come out with a beautiful map of the examination plan itself. And then once this is done, the scheduling and planning, the date scheduling, time scheduling, how to plan the complete examination, conduct of examination, delivery of examination and so on. And then backlog and exam eligibility, we have to all these calculations. The system itself should have the features. These are all the basic required features of any comprehensive examination management system. And then resource allocation, allocating the teachers, allocating different staff, allocating external agencies, and so on. Exam fees payment, students should be able to pay. Again, when we say exam fee payment, sometimes the colleges collect from the students and then the total amount they directly pay through RTGS or NEFT or something. And similarly, students also should be able to pay directly online through payment gateway integration and so on. Hall tickets generation and download by the students, and sometimes even colleges download bulk hall tickets and distribute the hall tickets to the students. So all these scenarios, whatever we can envisage, the comprehensive the examination management system should have as a feature in the application itself. And then most importantly, the communication management should be integrated in the system. And then question papers uploaded, secure delivery of question papers is most important. And on the day and time of the examination, half an hour before or whatever the set time, the question papers must be made available to the examination centers. And that examination center, when they log in and when the staff member or teacher downloads after multi-factor authentication, only those question papers, the question papers of those subjects which are examination for which are being conducted in that particular examination center. Only those must be able to be downloaded and not all the question papers. So all these calculations has to be done, and then malpractice and unfair means cases recording then and there. Say suppose in an examination hall, suddenly towards 5 minutes before the end of the examination, they find something and then they catch that guy. Immediately report that directly into the system so that the data is available then and there throughout the system to the stakeholders who need that such data. And then attendance marking, even online attendance, along with the photo at the attendance sheet where the students sign. And actually, this should be only even mobile app based. So the teacher goes to table and then take the photograph and fire the barcode on the answer book. So this individual has come to the examination hall. That is immediately uploaded. But just exactly after the half an hour of the start of the exam, when the invigilator says send, the data is available. And the data is very small data. It is not a huge data. We just know because it is who is to come in that particular hall. We know that. So the data is sent immediately. And sitting in the university, I know what is the total registered capacity and how many have attended today and how many answer books I can expect. And what is my schedule of evaluation of these answer books? When do I need to give the results? So what are the other subjects that these students will take? Suppose if it is a mathematics 1 paper, and mathematics 1 can be there for different programs. So for then to give the results of a particular program much earlier, then what do I need? So I have to get the papers, the other papers of that program on priority and send it to the evaluation centers, and then mobilize the evaluators of those subjects to those evaluation centers on priority, and then get these papers valued. And then, so the advantage of this ICT is that all this data is available readily in the system, and so we can immediately take the informed decisions based on the data available. So, and then answer books accounting. So each examination center we send some answer books and we keep some buffer just in case if there are students who come from a different examination center, or they come with a hall ticket and say that I'm a bona fide student, I need to take the examination. We always, the benefit of doubt is given to the student, and there should be a provision in the system to enter those details and then give the buffer answer book and then enter the buffer answer book number so that we know in a particular place. Your voice is not very clear. Can you can you repeat that, please? Yeah. So answer books accounting and exam center wise reports generation. All these things must be the basic features of the comprehensive examination management systems. And then post-examination, results preparation, valued answer book copy request. When the students request a particular copy, their copy of their answer book, you should be able to generate online and then give it, or at least take the request online and then pick the book and then make a copy and then send it to them. And then revaluation requests and revaluations should also be handled in the system itself. Merit list, convocation list preparation, and then notifications to colleges and so on. And real-time status reports, statistical and analytical reports, certificates and marks verification. Certificates and marks verification can be through blockchain technology on DigiLocker or something, and so that the stakeholders, the potential employees or the potential employers or other universities can request verification of the bona fide certificates can be verified online. And then coming to the question bank system, these are all the features that should be there. Author, moderator, and editor. The three-step acceptance of the author is the person who writes the questions, and then moderator is the person who moderates those questions, and then editor is the final person who accepts it and make again further changes if required, and then accept the questions into the system. And then there should be a provision for the bulk import. There should be provision for course topic subject selections in the system itself, for which the questions are being written, and then the keyword tagging, so that later on just by the keyword, we can search the questions that we have. And then cognitive domain, difficulty level tagging, maximum marks assignment to the question, and text and image and objective type questions, production should be there, even the textual questions, directly image questions, or given image as a question, and then objective type with multiple answers or yes or no answers and so on. The production should be there, and then model answers and correct answers also should be entered then and there, so that we can generate the scheme of evaluation for evaluation time. So this from these model answers, all those questions which go into the question paper, we can create the model answers as a scheme of evaluation and send it to the evaluation center so that they will cross-check the answers with the model answers. And then data encryption is the most important thing. What is the encryption level that we have in this QBA that is most important? We have to ensure that data is highly secure. And then the question paper template. This is nothing but the type of question paper that is to be generated from the medium level answers, the medium level difficulty, how many questions, and 5 marks questions, how many, 10 marks questions, how many, descriptive questions, how many. But this is the type of template that we give the system, so that the system generates a question paper in a particular format. And then once the controller or whoever the subject matter expert accepts the question paper as displayed, or they can make modifications. And then once the question paper is finalized, it will be stored in an encrypted format. And then that can be again delivered through the system itself. And this is part of the CMS itself. Statistical reports, it should be able to generate statistical reports in which subject, how many questions are there, so that based on this statistical report, the question paper template, we can say how many to pick, whether to pick the previous exams where the questions are not, and so on. And then preview and approval should be there, a facility to see and approve. And then we'll move on to the on-screen marking, answer books, digitization. What should be the features and facilities of this system? As we said, on-screen marking, the OSM, we have divided into two different parts for this discussion. One is answer books digitization, that is scanning the answer books and digitizing them and storing them in the computer. And second part is about the digital evaluation itself, sitting on in front of the computer, where the answer books are delivered on screen and the teachers evaluate them. So now we'll move on to the digitization part, the features and facilities that we need to have. OSM actually is a modern approach to evaluation, also known as electronic evaluation or evaluation, e-marking, on-screen marking, and different names they call it. This is an efficient alternative to traditional evaluation. We'll see how and why. It involves use of computers and specialized hardware and software to deliver, administer, and evaluate answer scripts. The main features of this OSM should be digital delivery of answer scripts, automated and assisted marking. When we say automated and assisted marking, in case of objective types, the marks are already known. It is only whether the student has answered right or not. We'll just press the button and marking is automatically done. And there are several places where automatic marking can be done for unanswered questions and so on. And for assisted marking, the system helps. Say, for example, the maximum marks are shown, and by no means the teacher will be able to enter marks beyond that. And marking pattern entry also should be there, in the sense that for a particular question, as I start reading, yes, I like this question. I mean, what the student has written correctly, I have given 2 marks. And then as I go further down, I feel like giving him 2 more marks. I should be able to, instead of erasing the previous one and then giving 2 more, I just say 2. So automatically the system captures 2 plus 2. So the pattern in which I had assigned the marks to a particular question are also captured, so that that helps at a later analysis. And that is assisted marking. And it should provide an enhanced feedback, in the sense that even during the evaluation itself, the system should provide feedback to evaluators and exam administrators at the back end, colleges, teachers, and so on. In the sense, if a particular evaluator being too liberal or too strict or inconsistent in marking, we can immediately send, because it's an online system, we can immediately send messages to the evaluator there itself, and then monitor further how the evaluation pattern is, and then start reporting or calling him and then sending him notices and seeing whatever action, or send him to a training or send him through another. This can happen through seeded answer books. That is, the moderated answer book, a set of answer books will be moderated by different types of differently valued. That is, too liberally valued, too strictly valued, and normally valued. So these kind of answer books can be seeded into these bundles, answer books, so that this particular answer book should have received so many marks, but this examiner has given more marks or less marks. So we can look at the variance, how this is, and we can look at the percentage of the variance and see what action should be taken and so on. That is enhanced feedback. And then improved efficiency. Here, the teachers need not carry the bulky answer books, maintain them, account them and hand them over back and so on. And there is no physical paperwork. I mean, they don't have to, and they don't have to write the marks on the page and also on the top page where per question marks and then totaling, and all this headache is not there. So that will naturally improve the efficiency. It will also improve the number of papers valued per day, because in an earlier conventional system, the physical handling of answer books, writing the marks and then rewriting those marks, totaling them, bundling them, handing them back over, ensuring that nothing is torn, and if there is any additional paper or whatever it is missing, torn, all these things have to be reported. So all these headaches are not there. So when the drudgery is removed, they can use that time for additional number of papers they can value. In fact, we have seen in our experience that more than double the normal conventional evaluation, the teachers are able to value in electronic evaluation system. And so the net result is that faster evaluation, faster results declaration, and accurate results declaration. All these things are happening through online on-screen marking system. And data-driven insights we get for proper feedback. So the benefits are increased efficiency and accuracy, as we said, improved feedback and student learning. Even at the college level, the teachers get the feedback question-wise, subject-wise, student-wise. The marking is known very clearly, and so now both students and teachers can use this and analyze this, and then look at how they can improve and enhance the learning experience. And then we get enhanced data analysis and reporting. In the conventional method, all these things are not that easily possible. Of course, they are possible and error prone, because it's a manual process. They have to collate the data from different places, total, sum, and everything they have to do. And this is also cost effective in the sense that with security measures, teachers can evaluate from wherever they are. If they are in the colleges, they can evaluate from there. If they are at home, they can evaluate from there. They don't have to travel specifically. But of course, generally, you would like them to come to a specific place to evaluate. But however, with proper security mechanisms in place, we can allow them to evaluate from their own place. So there are multiple benefits of that. One is it is cost effective, and they can do it during a particular window whenever they have free time and free mind to sit and do the evaluation properly. And there is, of course, obviously, the student identity is masked and nobody knows which student's paper who is getting and things like that in an electronic system. It's because it's electronically jumbled. And so it is very effective. And so that is the cost effectiveness. There is no transportation. There is no transportation of answer books from to and from the examination centers and back to the central location where they are stored, just in case of any court case, or when the student asks for a copy, or when something is required for a revaluation. We don't have to dig and take out those papers again from the bundles and things like that. So that is not there. So there's a lot of cost savings in that. Of course, even this system is not without any challenges. First and foremost is the stakeholder acceptance. Everybody should accept the system. I mean, they should appreciate the system first and then readily accept the system. And then be prepared to change from the conventional. And we have seen our experience is that it is very quick and people have adopted to the change very quickly and they started liking it more and more. That was our experience. I mean, we have done it in many universities and they have accepted it very well. And it's running on continuously for a long time. And then, of course, it requires proper orientation and training. At least in our company, we have delivered multimodal training to thousands of these teachers and hundreds of colleges, exam centers, regional centers, universities, and so on. So we should have a multimodal training mechanism, training material, and so on. And then, of course, there are some technical issues that we need to address unless the system is properly built and all the technical issues are properly plugged and then rolled. For that, one suggested methodology is do it on a pilot first and then slowly increase do the corrections, get the feedback, plug all the technical issues, and then go on a full scale. And then equity and access, that is accessibility for everyone, making it accessible for everyone is also a challenge, but it's not impossible. Now, let us just take a quick look at the comparison between the conventional evaluation and on-screen evaluation. In conventional, it is of course paper-based, manual grading. Grading is manual, we have to write and then grade, and even to grading, we have to do calculations, and it's time-consuming. Grading is also subjective. Limited feedback, because it's very limited feedback is what we get, because very rarely we get a feedback in fact in that. So data analysis, though not impossible, it is much time consuming. So it takes a lot of time to do data analysis and get a feedback and do the corrections. So now coming to the computer-based evaluations, it is totally digital, automated and assisted grading, so very less error prone, and it is much faster. Efficient and faster, reduces subjectivity and human error because we get online insights readily available. So we can correct any anomalies then and there, and then by sending messages, by correcting the examiner's behavior, the evaluator's behavior itself, and so on, we can monitor, and so many things are possible. And then we get enhanced feedback. Feedback is immediate and more accurate data-driven feedback, and we get insights, and we can take the informed decisions based on the data. And now, how do we implement? What are the strategies that we should do? First and foremost is the planning and preparation. It needs a proper requirements analysis. Sit with the stakeholders, that is the universities, colleges, and administrations, teachers, and so on, and then gather the specific requirements, and then select the proper software which meets all of these requirements and features that we had specified, at least, and then select the best software, cost-effective software, and so on, and start training, involve the teachers, and then start training them, orient them, and then prepare them, and then infrastructure and technology deployment. These are the main in planning and preparation. Then implementation and rollout. Start with a pilot program, start phased implementation, take the feedback, make the corrections, and then with an eye on data security and integrity, and most importantly, the technical support. Post rollout, the technical support for improvements, updations, changes, change management, and so on. That is also very important. And once it is rolled out, monitoring and evaluation of the system itself. A regular monitoring is required. For that, data is provided through data analysis. We can monitor the system, how it is faring, and we can also monitor any technical glitches and anomalies and things like that, and then take actions for continuous improvement. Once deployed, it is not a permanent system. I mean, any system for that matter requires a continuous improvement over time. And in order to do that, the key considerations are equity and access. First of all, availability and access to everybody in all the stakeholders, students, teachers, universities, administrative staff, colleges, and so on. And data privacy and security is the most important thing that we need to keep an eye on, and teacher training and support. That is most important because it is with their support that the system will be a successful implementation. Communication and stakeholder engagement is most important. At every stage, we need to involve those stakeholders. We have to engage them into the system. We need to involve them. Only through their the collaboration and the participation, the system will be a success. Then, with the OSM, what is the basic advantage to students? Why should they accept the system? One is faster feedback. They get a beautiful feedback immediately after the evaluation is over, and detailed and personalized feedback they get. The teachers can use it in the colleges to explain them how they are fared as compared to other students, and what is the total class average, and what is a particular group's average, what is a particular individual's average marks, and so on, and when is it. Identify the additional learning teaching that is required to a particular group or specific students or whatever it is, and then impart it. And then improve that obviously improves their learning efficiency and increased engagement. See, when we give a feedback to the students and when we involve them, okay, now you are lacking in this particular aspect. Now come, I will engage with this, or through the ICT mechanism that we have discussed. So these are all the materials that you should look at it. Just revise it. Go and see that again and again. Tomorrow I'll give you a quiz, and then once you start engaging those students with those kind of activities, automatically they will learn, and we can bring the entire class on par with each other. And then this system provides a transparent mechanism, and the students know exactly. I mean, nothing went wrong. I mean, my paper and my peer's paper, I can see both are available online. I can see how for each question how many marks I have got. After all, I have copied from his paper, so I should get the same number of marks. So, so the same answer by two different students, even though they are not in the same examination hall, should get the same marks, though valued by two different teachers, or at least with a very minor, negligible variance. But however, that should be the same mark. So that is the kind of research they can declare, and it's a transparent system. And how about the advantages to teachers? One is this is a total time saving. A lot of travel is eliminated. It gives more time to handle and focus on the evaluation itself, not the bundling, paper handling, and things like that, ink, pen, and so many things, stationery, nothing. Just sit and do the work and then increase your efficiency. And that automatically increases the efficiency, and that efficiency gives enhanced accuracy. And of course, then and there, every teacher can see how many papers he has valued, what is the average marks of a particular subject that he has given per particular question, and everything they can see online then and there. It's a data-driven insight they get. And then improved feedback at college level, individual level, and so on. And this obviously results in reduced stress. They don't have to bother about too many things because everything is available. They don't have to think about so many other mundane things. They just have to focus on only evaluation and evaluation. So that's a beautiful system. And how about the institutes, universities? They get improved efficiency and cost effectiveness. Of course, as we discussed, there is some cost effectiveness. I'm not saying cost saving or cost reduction, but the cost is effectively utilized. And of course, it reduces the cost also in many areas. Enhanced accuracy and consistency, improved data analysis and decision making, enhanced transparency and accountability. University can say very proudly, yes, we have done a beautiful system. Our system is transparent, and the system makes us accountable. And for whatever results we have given, whatever we are teaching, because we have improved our teaching, the training delivery, the teaching delivery mechanism. So our students are learning better, and so we can proudly say we are accountable, our teachers are accountable, our colleges are accountable, and we can proudly say that. And that is possible. And improved student experience. Even students will love when such transparency and accountability is demonstrated by the institutes, universities, and teachers themselves. Then automatically it enhances the students' expectation and experience. That's more important. for the universities. And then now look at the advantages just as a summary. All this we have discussed. By providing timely, personalized feedback that can significantly enhance the learning experience for students. Leveraging OSM systems, teachers can save time, improve accuracy, gain valuable insights into student learning, and ultimately enhance the overall teaching and learning experience. That is the whole goal of, that is the primary goal of every teacher. And by embracing on-screen marking, universities can streamline their assessment process, improve the quality of education, and enhance the overall student experience. Now coming to the answer books digitization, that is a topic we started with. But before that, we just said, what is OSM, why is OSM, and what's the benefits that we derive out of it, and how does it help students, teachers, universities, and so on and so on. Now coming to the digitization hardware. When we say hardware, is basically the computer systems, and of course, most importantly, the scanners that are used to digitize or scan the answer books, written answer books. One thing is, it should be a rugged design. It should not be a flimsy plastic design or something, because that doesn't last long. With integrated software, because there are so many scanners available out there in the market which have their own software that is not integratable with our main OSM system in any way. Then we have to convert. There is a lot of other things, and so the moment it is not integrated, when the data transfers from one system to another system, there is a chance for any misappropriation, any issues over there, security issues. It opens up. And scanners must be built to scan the answer books without cutting the spine. Normally, there are many scanners are available in the market. Many providers do use the ADF scanners. ADF is automatic document feeder scanners. Automatic document feeder scanners, they don't take stitched or bound books. They only take the loose sheets. So in order to make the answer book loose, they cut the spine. That means they take a bundle of answer books, cut the spine where it is stitched, and then feed a bundle of answer books into the feeder, and then the feeder reads page one by one. That is a faster process, I do agree, but there is a lot of danger. Why? Because after scanning, collation is a danger, and if there is a slip or something, and then again combining the answer book. Hello.
Actually, now university timetable ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ ನಾವೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ.
Shall I go ahead? Yeah. So it should be answer books without cutting the spine. That is one reason, and another reason is that in case of court cases, there is a legal mandate that the answer books should not be tampered in any manner. So cutting the spine is basically we are tampering the answer book. So the answer book scanner should be without cutting the spine. And so that should be the type of scanners. And the scanner should be able to scan up to A3 size. Most of these ADF scanners, they can only scan A4 size and they can't scan A3 size, because A3 size we need because of the drawing sheets and other things in different types of examinations and so on, where they are available. So the scanner itself should be able to scan up to A3 size instead of just A4 size and so on. And they should be able to scan up to 4K resolution. Normally, up to 2K resolution they scan, that's good enough for evaluation. But the scanned image should be able to be converted to 4K if required, because some kind of engineering drawings and things like that, which are drawn with pencil and things like that, on a lower resolution, they may not be clearly visible. And so in such cases, we should be able to switch to 4K resolution and scan those pages or those booklets in resolution. And they should be able to scan 280 pages per minute output they should give of an A4 sized paper. So that is most ideal. That is almost equivalent to the ADF scanners. Not exactly, but very close to that. And they should be optimized for ergonomic operation. In the sense that when the operators sit and turn the pages and operate the scanner, it should be ergonomically viable for them. Otherwise, it introduces fatigue and they cannot scan too many. And coming to the software part of it, the scanners should have an integrated software which is customizable as per the booklet design, because different universities have different booklets in size, on top page, inner pages, and things like that. So this should be able to, the software should be able to be customized as per the booklet design. Though the implementation of OSM itself requires some amount of standardization and some changes from the booklet, existing booklet design, if it is not suitable for on-screen marking and scanning, maybe some slight design changes are required. But however, the software should be able to be customized as per the booklet. And that should be integrated with the scanning system and the OSM system itself. And then it should be capable of input-output control. That is, number of books that are received and number of books that are returned back to the university. And this should be through a very quick barcode reader, so that when the bundle comes, when I just fire the barcodes of each answer book and I know how many books have come. Even prior to the books coming in here, we know the expected number of books from a particular examination center based on the examination attendance, which was online through the comprehensive examination management system. So from there, we get the data, and so we should be able to identify each and every. So this gives the ability to not miss even a single answer book. Every answer book, because the students write answers from different parts of the state, from different examination centers. So collecting all these answer books and then accounting for each and every single answer book is a big task. So through this kind of barcode mechanism, through a system, there should be the software should be able to identify, and if there are any missing books, then and there immediately we can give the feedback from which examination center, which dates exam papers, which subjects exam papers are missing, and how many are missing, and where they are missing. So it is very easy to identify. So that should be integrated into the software itself, and the software should be configurable for variable number of pages. In some universities and for some subjects, the number of answer books will be variable. Generally, for OSM, normally most of these universities, what they have done is they have kept the number of pages of the answer book fixed, like 24, 32, 36, whatever, number 40, 40 pages and so on. But however, in some cases, the graph sheets, drawing sheets, some additional sheets may be there. So the software should be able to be configured for handling the multiple or variable number of pages of answer booklet on a case-to-case basis, on a booklet-by-booklet basis. And then scanning the additional sheets also should be available within the software and the hardware itself. Because in the ADF scanning, that is not possible. So for example, in the ADF scanner, what happens is, if there is a drawing sheet which was folded and kept here, and then if these people cut the spine, and the folding is here, the drawing sheet will come into two pieces and that gets scanned and nobody knows what it is. So those are all the difficulties. That is why having an answer book scanner, the scanner without cutting the spine is the most important. And then the software should generate a unique UID for each booklet, so that when we say it is a universally unique ID generation, that means nowhere else in the world this ID will be there, and that is specific to the user, the answer book itself. And then from this point forward, the identity is masked. Student identity, subject identity, whatever, that is masked. Only this UUID will be the identity of that particular specific answer book that should be there. And in the software, while scanning, the operator should be able to see a thumbnail view so that they can see if everything has been scanned properly, or they should be able to go back and scan a particular page of that answer book and then put it back into the system. And then there should be quality checks inbuilt into the system, both internal, that is, system itself should be able to identify based on the color depth and so many other parameters, the scanning is perfect or not. In case the scanning is not on, and if there are any hand marks, finger marks are there on the paper, immediately it should alert the operator, and then alert the operator to rescan that particular page and so on. This must be built in, this kind of quality checks. Besides, there should also be an external quality check through the system itself, and then scan output monitoring each day, each minute, each hour, the number of books that are received and number of answer books that are scanned of a particular subject should be available, and the quality monitoring is also there online, that should be there with the software itself. And then the manpower for digitization. Of course, this kind of system, they need huge amount of manpower, because too many scanners have to be deployed, and for each scanner there should be one operator, and for several number of operators there should be one supervisor, and there are support staff, and all these people are required. So this also generates employment opportunities, locally recruit and train them, and then scanning operators, supervisory staff, and project managers. We did this in several places. We have provided employment opportunities to several states for that matter. We have done that. So that should be the model. And coming to the digital evaluation system, the software, either outsource or build it in-house. So these days, universities and colleges, they have departments they can start building, but looking at all these aspects and then building a system, it is reinventing the cycle. Instead, there are systems available. Simply outsource or give it as a service. I mean, outsource the service or outsource the software itself, and then start utilizing it. And then customize it as per your business needs and as per your other system and non-system requirements. Audit and certify by certain certified agencies for vulnerabilities and other effectiveness of the software itself, and then it should be fully customizable per client requirements. As long as the software meets these requirements, you can go ahead. It should allow role-based multi-factor authentication, because there are different stakeholders who are going to use this system. There are different people who use at different points in the timeline they use for different purposes. So based on their role, using a multi-factor authentication, the system should deliver their specific data and results. And then data should be encrypted. This is the most important requirement. And then complete workflow management. When we say OSM digital evaluation, right from post-scanning stage, that is when the images are scanned and kept as a compressed, encrypted images. From there to delivery of these images, shuffling, delivery to the evaluators, and then examiner data, their availability, the evaluation, the status, the marks, and everything. And then after the marks are posted, come back to it's available in the system, look at the insights, and then through a dashboards, monitor, and then take actions based on those. The complete workflow should be manageable only through the system, not through external systems or people. And it should also provide powerful insights through dashboards. And the allocation of the answer books to evaluators should be dynamic and rule-based. Once we set the rules, that is, the answer books of a particular college or area should not go to the teachers of a specific college or area, and they should go to somebody else, or things like that. Whatever is the rules, the business rules that a specific university sets, it should be based on that, but dynamic. It is not a bundle is given to them and they evaluate that bundle and the bundle comes back. It is not like that. Depending upon the availability of answer book in a particular subject, it just goes to the teacher. Depending upon the subjects that a particular teacher teaches, and so on. And evaluators, complete evaluators management also should be part of the system. In the sense, evaluators, their subjects, their location, the number of papers they are valuing, their capability, their level, whether he is the chief examiner or the chief evaluator or moderator or the evaluator or whatever, depending upon that, the number of subjects and so on, the number of scripts and so many things, and the duration, script control, everything should be manageable. So for example, universities or they can set, or evaluation centers can set, each paper should be completed within 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever the kind of duration could be set, and we can monitor which evaluator is taking how much time for each paper of a particular subject, and so on. And then it should provide facility for simultaneous evaluation. That is, when two teachers must be where it is required. Say for example, postgraduate papers are valued by 2 different individual evaluators, and then the marks are compared. If the variance is not beyond a particular preset percentage, then the higher of it is accepted. Otherwise, it is sent to a third evaluator and so on. In such situations, the multiple evaluations can happen simultaneously because there is no physical paper involved. Physical answer book is not involved. We don't have to wait for one evaluator to complete the evaluation and then send it to another for evaluation and so on, masking the first evaluator's marks and things like that. Here, everything is possible through the system itself. So that is possible. Multiple evaluations, simultaneous evaluations is possible through the system itself. And allocating this answer book should be jumbled. It is not a continuous bundle. Say, for example, one examination center's books is sent in a particular order. No, they are all jumbled electronically and nobody knows because the identities are masked and nobody knows which answer book goes to which examiner at what time and when and where and things like that. And then identity masking is the most important thing. Nowhere by no means the identity of the student, identity of specific paper should be visible in any manner whatsoever. Because we have seen that students write specific marks on specific pages on top, bottom, somewhere. They put a signature, they put some symbols and things like that. Because those are the indications to evaluators. In the conventional system, they thought that the evaluators will identify and they can reach out to the evaluators. But unfortunately, even during the scanning stage itself, any such external markings and things like that are identified and the book is kept aside, given to the university, handed over to the university, and they take appropriate action. So identity masking is the most important thing in digitization and on evaluation. And annotations. Annotations is a process where the system will enable the evaluators to put tick marks, cross marks, underlines, circles, write the notes there itself, and so on. And also assign marks, and the assigned marks also appear as annotations. And they stay there on the page itself, and then it is saved as it is. The data is saved, but when the student requests a copy of his paper, all these annotations come there, and the summary of the marks assigned question-wise, sub-question-wise, the marks will appear over there, and the student can verify himself, compare with the other students, and then see where he has done wrong and what answer is wrong and things like that. And teachers' notes, evaluators' notes also will be there so that he can verify that and he can talk to his teacher and then improve himself. That kind of that is what annotation says. And then the system should also have facility to view the question paper itself. While evaluating, I should be able to see the question paper itself. So for which question the answer is written over there. Sometimes the students write the question number incorrectly, but the answer is correct. So if I strictly go by the question number itself, the answer is incorrect. But unfortunately, for the next question, the answer is right. So probably the student has written the question wrong. So the evaluator can strike off the question number written by the student, and then through annotations, he can write the correct question number and then assign marks to that question and so on. So that is the question paper, the advantage of question paper view, to understand what question, to which question the student has written this particular answer. And also the scheme of evaluation are the model answers. As we said in the question bank preparation, the scheme of evaluation or the model answers or the correct answers are written over there. That comes in handy here, and then the scheme of evaluation is available. So for example, in mathematics and other things, in every subject for that matter, where for each step, how many marks to be assigned? If the student had understood and written the concepts, give 2 marks, and for explanation, give 2 more marks, and for diagrams, 2 more marks, or 1 more mark, whatever it is, total 5 marks. And this kind of scheme of evaluation is available in case of a doubt. The teacher can just look at the scheme of evaluation for that particular question, right handy within the system, within the digital evaluation on-screen marking system itself. And then the marking pattern, as I said earlier, as the teacher awards marks for each question and sub-question, the pattern in which the teacher has awarded these marks is also recorded, and that is available both for teachers and the second evaluators, the chief evaluator, and so on. These are also available. And it should be capable of providing work from home or work from workplace. That means the evaluator should be able to, without wasting time in commuting, they should be able to evaluate from different places. This requires certain amount of security measures, including biometrics capturing, Aadhaar-based authentication, and so on. And maybe video-based video capturing or photo capturing and things like that. These are all required, but of course, there are systems which provide, even we have done that. There are systems which provide this kind of facilities, so that eases and reduces the cost. And simultaneous evaluation, we have already said, and scrutiny of evaluated scripts. So a second or third evaluator should be able to scrutinize the pattern of evaluation, that at least at random. Pick at random some papers and see how the evaluation is. If it is perfect, it's fine. Otherwise, send a communication to the specific evaluator saying that you must be valuing it differently or whatever it is. And then moderated scripts for quality check. As I said earlier, we can seed in certain moderated scripts so that we can compare the valuation pattern, valuation method along as per the moderated answer statement, so that we can identify and communicate the differences to the evaluator. And then real-time status reports give us a decision-making capability. The sense, the status of how many subjects of a particular program are completed, how many more are there, how many teachers are required, how long does it take, when will we be able to publish the results, and so on. We can commit. So to make informed decisions, these reports, real-time status reports, would really help. And there is also something called a variance report, that is inter-examiner variance report, and different types of variance reports, the differences between the moderated scripts and the actual scripts, and all these kinds of variance reports we can generate to and analyze the variances and then take appropriate actions. And the system should be capable of handling exceptions and escalations. Sometimes what happens is the script may not be good. The script may not belong to the particular subject which I am evaluating. So I should be able to, or the script which I receive could be totally blank. There's nothing in it. Only the blank script is there. In all these cases, I should be able to escalate. These are all the exceptions. I should be able to escalate it back to the system, and the administrators at the back end will take appropriate action based on the type of escalation that the evaluator has made. And scripts prioritization. Based on the status reports, we can prioritize the valuation of a particular subject, particular script, and so on. Real-time feedback to evaluators we can give through SMS, email, and on-screen pop-ups and things like that. We can communicate with, on real-time, we can communicate with the evaluators, and then real-time marks posting. Marks posting happens real-time. The moment the teacher completes a script and submits, immediately that particular subjects, that particular questions, that particular students' marks are posted against the student, and then we know vis-a-vis other subjects of the same student and everything. We can make so many comparisons, and we know where exactly we stand with reference to the results processing and posting. And even evaluator remuneration calculation, and then complete script control, where exactly the script has come from, where it has gone, who has evaluated, and what is the marks assigned, and to whom it belongs, and where it is stored finally. Once after this evaluation is over, after the scanning is over, where the scripts are stored in the godown, we should be able to record in the system, so that should there be a need to retrieve a particular answer book, we should be able to go to a particular bin and silo and pick that particular script and come back and then make a copy and give it to the student, or rescan it in case of a revaluation or whatever it is, or send the same script for a second evaluation or manual evaluation for some comparison. Whatever purpose, we should have the complete control over the scripts within the software itself. And then it should generate various reports, variance reports, analytical reports, time logs, statistical reports, answer book copies to students, and revaluation requests. The system should be able to handle all of these things. These are some of the minimum requirements for an OSM, that is on-screen marking system or digital evaluation system. Now next, we will go to a demo. I have a few videos. I'll play them. You can see them. And then I have a demo of on-screen evaluation. And I just go through that. Immediately after that, I'll give you access. Each one of you can practice or just feel, just for the feel of it. You can practice it sometime and then use the system. Now it's time for a demonstration. Here is a video which I play online and I'll give you This is input-output control, where they are firing each answer book's barcode, and they know from which examination center these books have come. This is scanning, digital scanning. These scanners are special purpose scanners built only for the specific purpose. The complete software control, which I have said, is built into the system. They're turning the pages one by one, and each page it is scanning and it is displaying there. Including blank pages, all the pages of the answer book must be scanned, and they do that. And there's a complete control. Each answer book's every page must be scanned. Without that, they can't go to the next answer book. There is a page-wise control. Even the page numbers are read from the answer book, and that controls everything. This is the complete scanning station. Supervisors monitoring, operators scanning.
मेरे को किसने का रहेगा खा लियो
क्या पीसने का
आएंगे आप 10 मिनट आगे
हाँ, तो
20,000 वापस
Okay, before I show you a demo, I have another video which is prepared by the audiovisual division of one of our clients. I'll just play it for you. Just a second.
क्या कैसा डालते डालो सारे
You could-
हाँ गाने वाला आया इधर आपा जी ने बोलना पड़ेगा से
Sorry. Yeah.
I'll just share it. Just a second. Yeah.
आगे ते आगे ना कभी
Okay.
Just a second. Let me just share. Give me a minute. I'll just share that video with you.
Share obviously Mouli sir.
In the down, you stop sharing.
ఇక్కడ ఉంది.
Back magenta. Back magenta.
ఇది ఎక్కడ ఉంది?
Yeah.
ఈ వీడియో చేయాలి అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి స్టాప్ షేరింగ్ ఉంటుంది
Stop పడుతుంది.
ఇక్కడ మీ సిస్టమ్ ఎక్కడ నుంచి చెప్పాల్సి అది ఓపెన్ చేయండి
ఇది magenta.
అది కాదు
ఇది magenta. Okay. PPT producer.
50 close చేయాలి.
I hope that was not.
అదొక స్టాప్ షేరింగ్
ఓకే ఇక్కడ చేయాలి.
పైన టాప్
లేదు నా.
Escape. Let's start.
You started.
क्या करते हैं आपको सोचो क्या करते हैं सब सामने लोग से लिखे ही टेबल करा देते क्या उजाला डालते उजाला भी नहीं डालो डालो जरा नजर आता सब कुछ आम ना हो उजाला है चमचे ढूंढ के दो आप सुन रहे क्या जी मेरा बंदे चमचों का ये खाना अच्छा चमचे ढूंढ के दो स्टील के
all gluten.
Just a minute.
అన్ని పెట్టలేదు.
First space కొట్టేసి ఒకటేసి క్లిక్ చేయండి. ఆల్ గ్లూటెన్ వస్తుంది. Yes. Yeah. ఇప్పుడు మీరు వీడియో ప్లే చేస్తారు.
Payment.
In tune with its reputation as an excellent university, Yashwantrao Chauhan Maharashtra Open University has adopted to digitize the entire examination process during the past few years. The digitalization of examination has ensured to maintain accuracy in the question papers, to follow the time schedule, to ensure orderly conduct of examinations, to control over uniqueness of the answer papers, to evaluate maximum answer papers in a limited time, to save a huge amount in the expenses, and to declare results in the stipulated time. Achieving all these goals, the digitalization of examination has resulted into the extremely transparent process. Let us now have a look at the actual process. The examinations are conducted through the examination centers. The students keep their study material out of the examination hall. Students are not allowed to carry their cell phones or headphones in the hall. The process begins from computerized paper setting. The ready question papers are uploaded on the university website about 1 to 2 hours before the scheduled time. The examination center downloads it online. Every student is supplied with an answer paper with a specific code number. This guarantees no change or exchange of answer paper. The attendance record is immediately made available online to the head office. The students attempt the examination under complete observation of the supervisor. After the examination, the supervisor collects the answer papers, checks with the attendance sheet, separates them subject-wise, and hands over to the head of the examinations. The center head gets the answer papers sealed immediately and forwards them to the regional center. The regional center forwards the sealed bundles to the head office within 3 days. The head office takes primary note of the bundles received from the regional centers. These are stacked according to the regional centers, study centers, and the subjects. Then the answer papers are forwarded to the scanning center. The scanning center registers it digitally. Here, the employees are specially trained for the task. They scan every page of all the answer papers. First page of the answer paper is encoded, which describes the student's identity, subject, date of examination, and place, etc. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Controller of Examinations, and the concerned officers physically keep an eye on the work going on in the scanning center. The scanning center uploads the scanned answer paper for evaluation. There are many evaluation centers established in the state of Maharashtra. The approved counselors of the university evaluate the answer papers online. Importantly, unless evaluating all the answers, the process is not complete. On evaluation of the answer paper, the evaluators immediately submit it to the head office. The university gets information about the submitted evaluation report immediately after submitting it by the evaluator. After gathering all the evaluation reports from all the examination centers, the university processes it through computers. This leads to declaration of results.
I am Dinesh Bonde. This university was established in
Stop share కొట్టేసి వీడియో షేరింగ్.
Sir, me Dr. Vilas Sipar.
Yeah, very good. Please go ahead.
Can I speak few words about the system? I
Yeah,
just
please.
watched the video.
Yeah.
Sir, earlier, before 5 years, at Mumbai University has conducted such type of system.
Okay. Yeah.
So, which was absolutely, I don't want to
No,
comment
that,
on that system. Faced
that,
the
that was not
problems.
us. That was not us. We were not there in Mumbai University at the
No,
time.
no, I'm not talking. I'm given the example
Okay.
about that. So
Yeah.
5,000 paper we have checked. It
Yeah,
means
we-
Bama University has been checked the 35,000 papers at that time. I helped. Our Netke sir was specially appointed by the government of Maharashtra
Right.
to complete the examination. It means from that Mumbai University. Such type of, it
Correct.
means
We know that. We are aware
very
of that.
much time consuming methods. I think this is my personal view. I am not supposed to challenging
No,
the
that-
system digital. This is the
Yeah,
digital
that's fine.
system. This is
You're
the good
welcome.
invention.
You're welcome to make. Yeah, you are welcome to make comments. Absolutely. We do take it, but see, that was the different organization. It was.
Yeah, this is the system, digital system. Digital system. It means
But the
instead of
process was
supposed to
different.
the
Digital system, correct, but the
yes,
process
yes,
was
project
different.
is good, no problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the problem with that. That was the process was different.
So as a DCAS director, I worked more than 5 times at our university, Bama University.
Yeah.
So that process.
Correct. Yeah, we are aware of that. We know what happened there. And after that system moved up, we were invited to rectify that, and we are doing a better job there now.
1.5 lakh paper. मैंने तो 1.5 lakh paper I was supposed to handle in at that time.
Correct.
तो ये जब हम ग्राउंड लेवल पे काम करते हैं और जब बोलते हैं तो मतलब कुछ बोलने जैसी चीज होती है तो हम क्रिटिसाइज नहीं कर रहे और सपोर्टिंग भी नहीं सपोज इंडिविजुअल नहीं कर रहे क्योंकि हम प्रैक्टिकली हम काम करने वाले हैं ना बरोबर है
Sir, namaste. My name is Sudhakar. So Mouli sir is my colleague. So thank you for your feedback and your experience you shared. No technology is bad, but how it is implemented that brings the output.
No, I'm not talking about the technology.
Yeah, correct, sir. Point is here, it is called change management. When you are introducing any technology,
But
You have to train
suppose
everyone and you have to train the department. You have to make everybody ready for the technology change, which
even suppose I'm the suppose lecturer of professor of management science, okay, commerce and management science. So about the management decision making जो भी है वो हम उसके बारे में भी हम जैसे कि डिसीजन मेकिंग जैसा है जो
Yes, sir.
प्रॉफिटेबल मॉडल है हम कंपनी पे जैसा जो अफोर्डेबल है प्रॉफिटेबल है ऐसे हम सेलेक्ट करते हैं ना.
Correct.
So ये एक सिस्टम है सपोज डिजिट.
Correct.
Sir, what is happening actually? Earlier we used to say that guru is very essential for shishya. When guru used to teach and shishya used to learn. And what is happening nowadays in the age of technology, in information and technology, we are slowly and gradually removing gurus. Now we have online teaching. In future there will be machine teaching, and now the evaluation part will also be conducted by machines. I'm not criticizing anybody, but slowly and gradually we are actually whatever doing in the teaching field, we are actually disappearing the human touch and we are giving more machine touch to the teaching learning process. That is my personal opinion.
Yeah, you're right, but at the same time, let me just correct that. See, in this world, no kind of technology, whatever, can replace a few things. One is the doctor, other is the teacher. They cannot replace, because even to create content, see, because all these LLMs, all these artificial intelligence models, they depend on the large language models. That is, they require a huge amount of data. Who creates the data? In examinations and universities related data, academic data, only teachers have to create. So to create the data, correct the data.
So due to such situation, the dropping ratio has been increasing.
I didn't get your point.
As my colleague Mouli sir told in the beginning in the meeting, don't teach. Means empower the student to understand the subject. Thereby, student himself will try to read more about the topic, introduce the topic, and create enthusiasm, interest in the student. Technology, what happens, sir? Now, Premji Parmar sir is the best teacher. Now, his teaching videos are available in the YouTube. So people get immensely benefited. That is the advantage of technology. As Mouli sir said, technology can be used to that extent. It cannot replace the teacher and his involvement and his requirement. Anywhere human touch is compulsory, required. Mouli sir, floor is open for you.
Yeah, anyway, thanks for the feedback and suggestions. Yeah, it's a great discussion. So let us move ahead, move on with the quick demo. This is a demo system. Soon after I complete the demo, I will give access to you all. You can just practice it for a while. Just for the feel of it. So this is the URL where the online evaluation system is open. And here, first thing is select the exam event, UG Jan 28. I'm sure this.
No, share. Yes.
Yeah. Select the exam event and then enter the user ID. And then enter the password. So when you log in, this is the screen, this is the evaluator's home screen that the evaluator gets to see. And here there are evaluation summary, chief examiner remarks, user guides, procedure demo videos, how to evaluate and so on. Here is the subject assigned, and here you can click either the subject code or the subject description. you get the answer book over here. And here there are different parts. This is the annotation. Suppose if I want to mark a page as a blank page, I can just click this and it will be, this page is marked as a blank page. And again, I can remove it. These are annotations, a tick mark, a cross mark, an underline, writing text and circling. These are all the marks.
Process.
For a particular question, questions can be selected from here. The selected question is displayed over here. And these are the maximum marks for that particular selected question. And this is the marking pattern. To mark all questions as not answered, just click one click, and remove NA will remove that particular questions NA. And then remarks can be written over here, general overall remarks for the entire answer book. And then view question paper, clicking this will open the question paper. This is the model answers or the scheme of evaluation. And after valuing the complete paper, to submit the marks entered, click Save and Submit. To cancel the evaluation and go back, click Cancel Evaluation. And to escalate a script, click Escalation. That is, if the entire script is blank, choose this option. If the script is of a different subject than what you are evaluating, click this one. And if the script is not good, in the sense that it is torn, not visible, not all pages are there or any such issue is there, script not good. And if it is any other issue, just click Others and click Submit Escalation. The script will be escalated. And here you can see the page number on which we are. And we can navigate to the next page and so on by clicking these arrows or by entering the page number directly here. Suppose for this particular question, if we need to, only 1 mark. Okay, this question takes only 1 mark. So I want to assign half mark. I have assigned, it is question 3B that is selected over here, question 3B half mark assigned, and further down I will assign half mark more. So now for the entire question the marks assigned is 1 and marking pattern is 0.5 and 0.5. This is what you can see here. So this is how it is assigned, and finally I can assign a tick mark, say that it is okay. And the next question, if it is not good, if it is incorrect, I can choose a cross mark and assign it over here. And then remove the NA for this question and assign 0 marks. And to remove it, just right click and that will go. So you can practice it. I will give you access. You can practice this or just for the feel of it, go through it a little while. And that brings us to the end of this session. If anybody has any questions, I can take questions now. Like a mute audio or mute
షేరింగ్ స్టాప్ చేసేసి మీ స్క్రీన్ తీసుకోండి. స్టాప్ చేయండి. ఇప్పుడు మీ స్క్రీన్
Unmute. Okay.
Invite button, mute ఆగండి కదా సార్. ఇప్పుడు ఇన్వైట్ అన్నది లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్
ఇక్కడ
కింద ఆ మ్యూట్ అని పక్కన ఇన్వైట్ అని దాన్ని కొట్టండి.
ఇది డాట్స్. Ask all to admit. Yes.
USSR म्हणजे
సార్ మీరు అడగండి, ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి.
Yeah, that brings us to the end of this session. And if anybody has any questions, you can please speak up.
So thank you very much. It was very informative session, and it will definitely be helpful to us when we are going to do academics.
Right, really. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure interacting with you all this evening. So if anybody wants to contact for any purpose, I mean, about any questions on this subject or any other future implementation plans, whatever, you can just feel free to contact me. I'll give you my contact details. Yeah, these are my contact details. You can feel free to contact me anytime you need. Right. Would anybody like to check out the hands-on with the evaluation system? I can give access.
Yeah. 25 hours. Disconnect this. Stop change. అమ్మకు తెలుసు పార్టిసిపెంట్ ఉన్నారు. That side is clear. Disconnect చేస్తున్నారు.
Zoom meeting again.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Another step.
Right. Right.
I really would like to thank everyone now that there are no more questions. And as I had given my contact details, if anyone have any questions, they can directly reach out to me by email. I will assure you to respond within 24 hours. Right. If no one has any questions, I would like to end this session at this point. Thank you so much for your participation again and for your time. I really enjoyed. Hope you too did. Thank you so much.
Sir, yes, on behalf of all the participants of HRDC Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, the refresher course, I would like to thank you, sir, for giving such an extensive talk and presentation along with the video of the online assessment system. It was really a kind of innovative technique that we saw today. And it was very informative session, sir.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm really delighted.
Yes.
I certainly look forward for such opportunities in future. And
Yes.
on any subject, not just the this one. I mean, even e-content preparation and delivery and many things.
Yes.
I am ready for that. I mean, we'll certainly look forward for a future opportunity to connect again. I'm really thankful to the university for providing me this opportunity, and I thank all the participants. I mean, they were really patiently sitting and listening. That's really great, and so many people and sitting across, I mean, online for such long time is really something great. I mean, they are really dedicated teachers. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Video.